Hi, welcome to Story Time with Nana. I'm very excited. We're back with the Appletons. I wonder what they're doing. How about we get started? Miss Glendower's library. A book? Asked Patrick. Yes, a book, his father said. No card, no riddle? Asked Alex. Nope, just a book, Daddy said. But it looks like a good book. Well, we can discuss the book later, Mommy said. It's almost time for dinner. Boys, please set the table while your father changes, and then we can look over the book. Besides, don't you want to tell your father about your day? Oh, yes, Patrick answered. I'll get the dishes, Alex volunteered. The family sat for dinner, and the boys told their daddy all about their day at the museum. So, you learned how to use a pottery wheel and made bowls? Their father asked. I'll bet that was a lot of fun. My favorite part was getting my hands all slimy, chimed in Alex. It was really a lot of fun, Daddy Patrick said. A lot of our new friends were there, too. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed your day, their father said. How was your day, dear? He asked Mommy. Oh, I learned a lot at the museum, and because the boys took an art lesson, I was able to get some chores done, she said. I even picked up a pie for dessert from the bakery down the street. The family finished their dinner, and the pie was wonderful. It was blueberry. After dinner, the family cleaned up, and Daddy brought the book into the living room. Well, let's see what this is all about, he said. The children sat on the floor in front of him patiently. It's a book called Let's Be by a woman named Gloria Glendower, Daddy told them. Hey, that's the woman that got off the bus at the library, Mommy said. You boys know. Remember the lady with the bright green sweater? Oh, I remember her, said Patrick. Daddy opened the book and he said, there's a handwritten riddle on the inside. I love to read and tell good stories. I'll bet you love them too. Come listen to me at the Riverview Library every Wednesday afternoon at 2. Wow! Story time at the library every Wednesday? Patrick said, that sounds like so much fun. Can we go, Mommy? Can we go? Asked Alex. Well, of course we can. I was just thinking about the library today, Mommy said. I had to walk past it this afternoon while you were taking your art class. Yay! The boys cried out. Daddy read the book to the boys that night as a bedtime story. Let's be turtles, he started. And that night, the boys had sweet dreams of turtles and rabbits. When the boys woke the next morning, they ran to the kitchen where Mommy was making oatmeal for breakfast. Boys, get some raisins and some berries from the refrigerator. Patrick and Alex loved having oatmeal for breakfast because Mommy always made sure they had all kinds of fruit to add to it. And she usually topped it off with whipped cream. The family sat for breakfast, and Mommy told the boys that they were going to the park and have a picnic lunch, and then head over to the library to hear Miss Glendower read. Wow, the park and the library? Exclaimed Alex. Patrick said, this is going to be the best day ever. Daddy left for work, and the boys and Mommy cleaned up from breakfast, made beds, straightened up the apartment, and soon it was time to get ready for their day's adventure. The boys helped Mommy pack a basket for their lunch at the park. I'll get the blanket, yelled Alex. Mommy and the boys headed over to the park right across the street. There were swing sets and jungle gyms and slides, and there were tree-covered areas for picnicking. It was really cool. The boys played with the other children in the park. Some of them they knew from their apartment complex, and some of the children were from the other apartment complex across from the library. The Appleton family opened up their blanket, and Mommy began to set out a lunch of bologna sandwiches and chips and even some leftover blueberry pie. Okay, boys, it's time to clean up, Mommy said. It's nearly time to walk over to the library. Maddie and Reese were passing by and overheard Mrs. Appleton. Are you going to story time at the library, Reese asked. We are, said Patrick. Have you ever been there? Oh, we love story time with Miss Glendower. We go every Wednesday, Maddie answered. Well, perhaps we can walk over together. Oh, that would be great. As a matter of fact, we are walking over with Silas and Phillips, Reese said. I'll let Mommy know that you're coming as well. Reese ran to tell her mother. And so nearly every one of the children from the park that they were playing with walked over to the library for story time with Miss Glendower. Patrick and Alex were excited that all of their friends were going to be there with them. The library was magnificent. There were rows and rows of books stacked all the way up to the ceiling, and there were ladders that rolled along the bookshelf so people could get books off the top shelf, and it looked like the entire ceiling was all windows. It was very bright and cheery. A few feet into the lobby, there was a large desk, and there was a sweet older woman sitting right behind that desk. She wore a pink flowered dress and pink eyeglasses to match. Her white hair was pulled up in a tight bun, and she smiled brightly when the children entered the library. Good afternoon, the woman said. My name is Miss Janet, and I'm here to help you. Although I know you're here to listen to Miss Glendower, I will be here afterwards when you want to check out books. You know, Miss Glendower has a whole section just for her. So if you enjoy story time, you will want to check out one or two of her books. I see some familiar faces, so if you could show our new guest to the story area, that would be very appreciated. Brianna and Corinne led the way to the back of the library. They pushed open large doors that led into a whole other section of the library. It was filled with children's books, and Miss Glendower sat in the middle of the room. She was wearing her bright green sweater. And when she saw Patrick and Alex, she waved them over. Patrick, Alex, I'm so glad you came today. I have a wonderful story to tell, Miss Glendower said. Did you enjoy the book I sent over yesterday? Oh, yes, Miss Glendower, Patrick answered. It was funny. I love turtles. My favorite part, said Alex, was when they formed a bridge to save the rabbits. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the story, Miss Glendower told them. I hope you enjoyed today's story. Have a seat. She pointed to all these beanbag chairs on the floor all around her. And it wasn't long before Miss Glendower started telling her story. It was about a family vacationing in Virginia. The children loved the story, but most of all, they loved the way Miss Glendower told the story. She was very animated. And when the story was over, Miss Glendower stood and she addressed the children. Thank you all for coming today. I hope you enjoyed today's story, and I hope to see you all again next week. I so look forward to telling my stories. Okay, children, there are cookies and milk in the back. Please mingle. Get to know each other. There were several children that Patrick and Alex already knew, but there were even more that they didn't know. Hey, Patrick. Hey, Alex. Come over here, called out Brianna. She was standing beside three other children. They all had red hair just like her. The boys walked over and Brianna introduced them to the children. Patrick, Alex, this is Lachlan, Ethan, and Emily. They live in the Riverside Apartments across the street. Their daddy is a truck driver. He delivers food to the grocery store up the street from here. You know, the really big one. Hi, Alex said. It's nice to meet you. We haven't seen you before, Patrick said. Do you take dance lessons with Miss Honey? No, we just moved here a couple of weeks ago, said Lachlan. But Mommy signed us up for art class at the museum. Oh, then we'll see you there, said Alex. We're taking classes too. Well, we've been learning how to swim at the rec center, said Emily. Have you been there yet? No, but now that you mention swimming, I'm going to ask my mommy to take us, Alex said. Well, it was so nice meeting you, said Ethan. We have to go now so we can check out some books. We'll see you at art class. The boys said goodbye and went to find their mother. They wanted to check out some books, too. Mrs. Appleton registered for library cards for herself, Patrick, and Alex. Everyone had their own library card. The boys selected books that Miss Glendower had written and couldn't wait to get home to show their father. On the way home, the Appletons passed the back of the park, where the doggy park. And there were dogs running around, chasing each other and barking. Oh, look, Mommy said, it's the dog park Mr. Frank told us about. The boys ran up to the fence and laughed and laughed. The dogs were going crazy in the park. Mommy gave them a few minutes to take in the sight of all the dogs playing together. Mommy, it would be nice to have a dog, said Patrick. Well, I'm sure it would, but there are a lot of responsibilities, she said. Maybe when you're a bit older. The family finished their walk home and entered the village apartments. Mommy walked over to the mailbox, and sure enough, there was a box like this in the mail bin. What is it? Asked Alex. Well, I'm not sure. We'll have to wait till your father gets home, she answered. But whatever it is, it sure smells delicious. What could be in the box that was in the mailbox? I don't know, but I'm getting super excited. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I enjoyed reading the story. I hope you enjoyed hearing it. Have a great night.